Welcome to the 110th MMA history video, UFC 110, Nogueira v Velasquez it was called. And the second one on a Sunday now, so it was Sunday the 21st of February 2010 in Sydney, Australia at the Aka Arena. And the event marked the UFC's first trip to Australia. The main card was scheduled for 2 p.m. Sunday in Sydney to cater to the US audience, meaning that the event took place at the regular US time of 10 p.m. on Saturday 20th of February. So the attendance was 17,431 and the total gate was 2,500,000. The buy rate was 240,000 and the event drew so basically what the event viewed, 400 tickets were sold to a closed circuit viewing party at the arena's ballroom, and making the number of total fans inside the building 17,831. So that would make that number with that 400. The event grossed 540,000 in merchandise sales, breaking the previous record of 498,000 in merchandise sales at UFC 83. So that beat that. The total sales topped the previous Aka Arena record held by Iron Maiden when they performed there. And the long expected bout between Yoshiro Akiyama and Wanderlei Silva did not take place at this event. Instead, Silva faced Michael Bisping. The bout between Nate Marquardt and Chael Sonnen was expected to take place on this card. That bout was expected, but was moved to UFC 109. A bout between Keith Jardine and Rich Franklin had been discussed, but Jardine eventually fought the Ultimate Fighter 8 winner Ryan Bader, and Chris Lytle was expected to face Dong Hyun Kim, but Kim was forced off the card with an injury. Brian Foster stepped in to fight Lytle. A bout between Elvis Sinosic and Chris Heisman was due to be the first ever All-Australian bout to take place in the UFC. However, shoulder injury forced Sinosic out of the fight on 18th of February. The bout was pulled from the card as a result. Additionally, Ben Rothwell was sidelined by an illness, leading to Australian veteran Anthony Perosh stepping in to face Mirko Cro Cop. Tickets for the event sold on the first day. They were available to the general public. It was, at the time, the second fastest sellout of an event in history of the UFC, behind UFC 83, which was the first ever UFC event in Canada. This record was later broken at UFC 127, the second event to be held in Australia. UFC 110 aired live on Australia free to air sports channel 1 HD. So with the card, you've got 4 preliminaries, and starting in the light heavyweight division, you have James T. Huner defeating Igor Pokrajak. Gets defeated by TKO punches. 3 minutes and 26 seconds of the third round. Then the middleweight division, CB Dollaway defeats Goran Raljik, unanimous decision, 3 5-minute rounds. And that was in the middleweight division there. And in the welterweight division, Chris Lytle defeats Brian Foster, submission knee bar. 1 minute and 41 seconds in to the first round there. Light heavyweight division, Krzysztof Sozinski defeats Stefan Bonner. TKO, doctor stoppage, 1 minute and 4 seconds into the third round. Then you got the main card. Heavyweight division, Mirko Krokop defeats Anthony Perosh. TKO, doctor stoppage. It says 5 minutes into the second round, so I'd imagine that's at the end of that round because they're 5-minute rounds, obviously. Light heavyweight division, Ryan Bader defeats Keith Jardine. A flying knee and punch, and that was 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the third round. Light heavyweight division, George Sotiropoulos defeats Joe Stevenson. Unanimous decision, 3 5-minute rounds. Then you've got the middleweight division, Wanderlei Silva defeats Michael Bisping. Unanimous decision, 3 5-minute rounds. Heavyweight division, Cain Velasquez defeats Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. KO punches, 2 minutes and 20 seconds in to the first round. And yeah, the bonus awards were 50,000 bonuses, fight of the night, and for knockout of the night and submission of the night. So the fight of the night was Joe Stevenson v George Sotiropoulos, and the knockout of the night was Cain Velasquez, and the submission of the night was Chris Lytle. So that's the end of the 110th MMA history video. It was UFC 110, and it was Nogueira v Velasquez, and it was on Sunday again, second one on a Sunday, 21st of February 2010 at Sydney, Australia, Aqua Arena. Bang.